We're going to talk about something here, and this was going to be a This Day in Wrestling, but we just had some stuff happen, so we pushed the podcast back a little bit, and we're going to talk about this anyways. So this happened on September 15th in 95, I believe. So, it was a couple days ago, but we're going to talk about it today. And
That was yesterday. Yeah, we got it.
yeah, close enough. But
Yeah.
we're kind of calling this WCW's dumbest delivery, the FedEx that made Stone Cold. So on this day in 95, which was yesterday, WCW fired Steve Austin by FedEx. Not a meeting, not a phone call, a package on his doorstep. Imagine opening up your mail and then finding out that your push got future endeavored by overnight shipping.
Incredible strategy. You save the cost of a handshake, and then you accidentally ship the Attitude Era to your competition with priority tracking. This is not a cut. This is a career slingshot.
The logic at the time is he was hurt. He had a tricep injury, I believe. He's not the guy, and we need our next toy. Then Austin hits ECW. Paul Heyman gives him a mic and says talk, and in 2 weeks, Austin found a voice sharper than barbed wire. Those promos were the preheat before the main course. They were awesome. I still watch those promos here and there.
Fantastic stuff to go back and watch. Everybody should after they listen to our show here.
Yeah.
WCW said, we do not see a top guy. Austin said, watch this. He parried Hogan, torched Bischoff, and figured out the cadence, the stare, the venom. That is where Stone Cold got forged in a tiny bingo hall with a live mic and no leash.
Well, then after that, because, at the time, ECW was kind of a feeder league for WWE or WWF. Vince was funding this. So he signs with WWF after a while of doing this, talking on the mic and then getting healthy. And they stick the Ringmaster gimmick on him, a belt, which is $1 million belt, right? And then a mouthpiece, which is Ted DiBiase. And the name that kind of sounds like a circus ticket. He takes the assignment, cashes the checks, and he keeps building the character. You can dress him as a technician, but the fuse is already lit.
King of the Ring happens. He drops the Austin 316. And the glass never stops shattering. It became the most profitable receipt in wrestling history. WCW mailed determination. Austin mailed back a cultural movement.
The best part is how ordinary the moment looked, right? A FedEx guy on a Tuesday, an athlete rehabbing an injury, and a decision that felt small in the room. But, that's how errors flip, right? In boring rooms with bad judgment.
Yeah. Talent evaluation is hard, but this is not subtle. Austin could talk, he could work, he had the presence, and he had that chip on his shoulder that you can't teach. WCW misread the upside, and WWF bet on it.
People forget how close it was to going the other way. If WCW keeps him, maybe he gets a nice mid-card run, but he's not going to get Austin 316 there, especially with, I remember, them talking about Rick kind of keeping him down a little bit while he was there, too.
Yeah.
But if Vince never pivots off the Ringmaster, maybe no black trunks and boots, no glass breaking, no beer bath. One envelope changed the channel guide.
Also, a lesson on injuries. You do not cut vision because triceps is torn. You bank on it. You plan the return. You give the mic to a killer and let him talk. WCW bought out a short-term saving and then paid for it with the ratings for years.
Yeah, they did. I love the pettiness of the universe here. Austin gets fired by mail, like we said. Then he becomes a top guy who stomps mud holes in your biggest stars, sells shirts by the truckload, and puts your rival so far ahead that you start counting quarters like loose change.
And if you're making a list of worst talent calls, this fight's for number one. It's right up there with letting Jericho walk, missing on Foley, or thinking Goldberg could be paused like a video game and still be hot later.
So we got another moral of the story here. Hindsight's a bitch. Opportunity comes knocking at you, and you answer. What a funny twist of fate here. And Bischoff did the world a favor because Stone Cold would have never happened without him firing him, right?
True. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, and like we said, this happened September 15th, 95. Eric Bischoff in WCW leadership, which, like we said, I think Ric Flair was a big reason why maybe this happened that way too. And I think he said Dusty as well. Then he kind of got his voice in ECW, and he went signed for WWF, did that Ringmaster. Then he came over, did that Austin 316 promo at the King of the Ring with Michael P.S. Hayes, been that shock face, and the rest is history. He's literally one of the main reasons why they ended up winning the Monday Night Wars.
Literally almost a year later,
What?
he did the from getting fired.
Oh,
He did the Austin
that's
316
that's right.
promo.
Yeah, I see the date here. It's almost a year later. That's hilarious. But
Just
no,
wild.
thanks, Eric. I'm a huge fan of Eric, but man, I don't think he'll own up. Maybe he has. I know for the longest time he's like, oh, it was the right decision, and he wouldn't own up to it or anything.
I've in the past seen him say things along the lines of that it was the right decision. He doesn't regret the decision, especially based on what Steve went on to become. He wasn't. He even said in the video, he's like, "I'm not trying to take credit for Stone Cold Steve Austin, but had that not happened, he may not have had the catalyst for that to become that." And so he says that he doesn't regret it because he wouldn't have become Stone Cold without it.
I've
So I guess that's unselfish of Eric to say. Who knows if he believes it?
I've heard him say that he doesn't regret pretty much anything. So,
Yeah.
um, either way though, Stone Cold defined my childhood. Like I didn't have my dad around. I had an alcoholic stepfather, and it's funny because Stone Cold
Same.
drank, but that was like one of my heroes growing up. So thank you, Eric.
100%.
Yep, thank you, Austin. We appreciate the hell out of this situation for occurring, and we just thought we'd bring it up because it's relevant. It's the anniversary of that, and
Yeah.
yeah, brother.
Who doesn't love Stone Cold?
Uh, I don't know. That's a good question, but I think we're gonna go ahead and
Well,
move
let
on.
us know in the comments if you don't like him, and if you don't like him,
Oh, yep, yeah, brother.